And welcome to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe, and as usual, I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And today we are going to talk about the Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 4, A Different Approach. This is Lizzy's first podcast with Restream. So, fun fact, I can just play the intro right in here. We don't have to add it later. Are you ready? Super exciting stuff.
Yes.
Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
That's cute.
Yay! Yeah.
Yippee.
Yippee! Super exciting stuff. So yes. So Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 4. Spoiler free thoughts. Just like general thoughts, takeaways.
I think. Well, this isn't really spoiler or not spoiler. It's just I love the name Hemlock so much. I think I like think about it a lot every time they're like, yeah, Dr. Hemlock, and I'm like, that's such a perfect name for an evil scientist. Um, Spoiler free. It was really really good. I cried, so we're back to Star Wars Geek Girl crying again.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
never left that personally.
well, I didn't leave it. I just it was hard. It felt like there was nothing worth crying besides like Ezra seeing Sabine again. That I did go back to crying, but I think it was like mostly Rebels and stuff that was making me cry so much because I love the Rebels. So yeah, crying. That's spoiler free. Crying.
Yes, I also cried. I think this episode. I really love this episode. It made me scared for the future episodes, but I really, really like this one. It reminded me a lot of some of those early episodes of season 1 in a way. Like the vibe kind of matched. Like it's similar. Like on the run. Like their whole like vibe. So that was like in a good way. It reminded me.
Yeah.
So like that was pretty cool.
I need spoilers.
Spoilers. All right, go ahead. Let her rip.
I'm really curious. This is like, I'm so sorry. It's cutting all the way to the end.
Oh, it's okay.
But,
We'll jump around.
but I'm really curious to how they're gonna react to Crosshair, because Crosshair comes out, and they just look really mad, and I can't tell if they're gonna do like, oh, they're really mad at him, so they just kind of like, even though Omega's like, no, he's good, he's okay, like they just kind of just don't want to talk to him, which is fair. Or if Omega is gonna be like, no, he helped me, like he's okay, like blah 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 blah, and then they're just like not gonna say anything, and then they're gonna go up and like hug him. I think that would be cute. I don't know if that's a thing though, because like he did do a lot of crappy stuff. But I want to see that. I want.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like I want the reaction to be positive. I could see Wrecker's reaction being a little bit more positive, but I could see Hunter being maybe a bit more negative about it. But I'm on the edge of my seat about that interaction. Like I hope it's kind of like Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Like we pick up at that exact moment. I hope it's going to be a similar thing with Episode 5 this week. Because I'm like I really want to see that like those first words and it's scary and it is like I mean I don't think they'll like leave him there or anything like that.
No,
I mean
I don't think
like
so.
I think like they'll let him come with him. It'll just be how warm is that reunion gonna be and obviously Omega's gonna be completely pro like be nice to Crosshair, so it'll be interesting to see that play out. And it's I mean we know Crosshair is so down on himself about like he tried to tell Omega he deserved to be in Mount Tannis. Like I don't think Crosshair I mean, feels like he would deserve their kindness, and it's are they going to show that to him? Because I think they should.
Yeah.
But then, also, like, they didn't, all his adventures in season 2 that I think made him grow so much more on so many of us, like, they didn't see any of that. So it's like, they're not completely unjustified, but it's still sad.
No, that's the thing, is, like, they're not, but there's always the whole redemption thing in Star Wars. So, like, they might, like you said, like, definitely, like, Wrecker might be a little more open to it and stuff, but Wrecker might not. But it'll also be cool to see, like, maybe they aren't cool with him, like, at first, and, like, the rest of the season is, like, slowly building that trust again, and, like, kind of, like, showing people that it doesn't just have to, like, be redemption immediately. It can also be just a process of trust and, like, building that relationship again. Either way, I would like it.
So you got, like, really quiet and muffled there for a second. I don't know what happened.
I was just saying, like, I hope it's either, I prefer if it was, like, a whole process of the whole redemption, where, like, throughout the next few episodes of the season, they just, like, they start building that trust with, like, going on missions or such, and, like, building that relationship that they used to have again. I think that would be great. I like that.
Yeah, I definitely think, even if they are warm to him, it's, it's not going to be complete trust. It's not going to be the same as it was before. Like, he has to build back up to that no matter what the starting point is. And it'll be interesting to see also what stresses are going to be put on that, because that was one thing I was, I thought the reunion was going to be later in the season, and it's, we still have the whole rest of the season. We have, I think, 11 more episodes.
Yeah.
So it is like, oh gosh, like, what are they going to do? Like, what's going to happen? I'm so scared.
Yeah.
And
poor Tech. So pretty much throughout the entire season, they just look for Tech, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Or they find his dead body and they resurrect him. Project Necromancer.
They get Tech back, and then the rest of the episode, like, so there's gonna be, like, a beach episode where they, like, hang out and make sandcastles, and there's gonna be, like, a shopping mall episode, then, like,
festival.
A theme park episode. Yeah, festival, that's a good one. There could be an episode maybe like Omega and Wrecker get in trouble for dining and dashing, and they gotta deal with that. Like, that would be a good episode. I got great ideas. I think these all the episodes.
Yes. Okay, but in the beginning, they escape. Crosshair and Omega escape, and their ship is crashing, and they crash on a planet. And then I think it's funny that she's like, "We look gross. We need disguises. We need new clothes." So then they find clothes off of a clothesline somewhere. Poor people.
I know. Someone set their laundry out and they never got it back.
Yeah, that's how it was in college. You have to always, like, I learned that you have to stick with your fucking laundry. Sorry, you have to stick with your laundry, or else it just disappears. Learned that the hard way. But yeah, so then but I think it's funny because, like, Crosshair is all dressed up and everything, but, like, of course, like, it's just his eyes that are, like, open, and it's just his huge crosshair, like, tattoo that's open.
Yeah.
But
yeah, usually used to cover up all the identifying marks, but Crosshair was like my singular sole identifying mark. Can't cover that up.
Nope. Why would I do that? That's silly. Like even the little kid that's selling Meilu runs and stuff has his whole face covered up. Could have done something like that.
Yeah, it's not like he's out of place in this planet. There were a lot of people with the full face covering, and I mean, we got to see Crosshair's eyes. Yeah. The emotion. But yeah, this episode was I really enjoy the Crosshair and Omega dynamic this season. Like, Crosshair being so, like, he puts up the front of being so grumpy and, like, I'm not doing this, but the second Omega's like, come on, he's like, oh, fine. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, I just really love that this episode. Like, you know, she's like, let's go do this, let's go do this. No, it's a terrible idea. Let's do it my way. Please? Okay.
Yeah, that was cute. I mean, that's the thing is like he wasn't coming up with good ideas or like ideas at all besides like, okay, kill everyone, which is like not great. So I liked when he was still complaining and complaining and complaining, and she just like straight up kind of snapped at him and was like, "Well, I don't see you making any ideas. So maybe stop complaining so much and just follow my ideas if you're not going to come up with any." Which I wish I was as assertive with my coworkers like that. But I like that a lot. Standing her ground again over and over with this grown adult. Um, and then they go into the bar because they go because they're trying to get transportation off, but they don't have chain codes. So this little scene where Omega's like, we could pay you," and the guy's like, "Are you talking about a bribe?" She's like, "Are you?" Which I feel like is how I would handle things because I'm that's the like that's such it's a video like I've never been able to do that in real life. So I've only done it in like video games where you like bribe people and like buy stuff and bounties and stuff, but I feel like that's how I'd handle it in real life if that ever became a thing. It's very realistic.
Yeah. So yeah, they need 30,000 credits, which feels like a lot. I don't know what the conversion rate is. I was googling it because my dad was asking about it, and
my dad was asking about it.
So apparently, if you go by Galaxy's Edge, 1 credit is $1.
Yeah.
But Galaxy's Edge is 50 years, essentially. A little more than 50 years after the Badbatch. And so, like, you know, inflation. Or did they do reverse inflation? I don't. And it's also like Imperial credits versus like I don't know, Republic credits, New Republic credits.
From the way that she reacted to it, it was definitely a lot.
It was definitely a lot.
If I was her, I would try not to act so surprised. It'd be like, "Oh, of course, 30,000. I'll be right back.
Let me go grab my 30,000 credits that are just laying around." No, yeah, so
I was trying to figure it out. Oh, in like Red Dead, the game, I have like $3,000. It's just like by myself, you know, as my little guy, and you know the game's always like, yeah, you have to pay a fine, $20, and I'm like, oh no, my $20.
I was playing Red Dead and it was like, you have a bounty, like everyone's after you, you have to clear a bounty, and I was like, okay. It was like $5 because I like murdered an entire town. It was like $5. Like,
I did that too. It was
listen, Red Dead Online is a free zone. I can do whatever I want.
Now there's one, Butcher's Creek. I hate that town. I hate everyone in it. Anytime I pass by it, because I always spam like saying hi to people, and every time I pass by that town, I'm like, "Hi, sir." He's like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "What are you looking at?" Like,
oh
blow their brains out.
See, I get mad. I just take the little knife, like, you know, you have, and I just see how long it can last before I get shot to death. I can get a lot of people. I can usually clear out the whole tavern at least. Usually more.
Yeah. I beat it. And anyway. So yeah, she's like, crap, 30,000. Okay. And then as soon as they showed that kid, I was like, that kid's suspicious.
That's what my dad said. That kid's gonna get him.
Yeah, I was like, that kid's either gonna like suspiciously help them or is just a jerk. It's one of the other. And then I was thinking, I was like, if this was Red Dead, I'd stab him. Boom. No need for this character anymore. But then they go in the tavern, and you know, she plays cards
Yeah, it's a new. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a new game, like to Star Wars. Like it wasn't like Sabacc. The art in the cards was really pretty.
Yeah, it is. I like the colors.
Very nice.
I had no idea what was going on, but
in the little episode guide, they said they actually made like all the rules for a real card game, and like they would all play it. And like they would play it all the time. They said it was really addictive, really fun game. It's like, well, you can't tell me that and then not release the game. I will get the cards. The cards are so pretty. I will play the game. I want to play. I want to play the game. Yeah. I don't want to bet 30,000 credits, but I'll play the game.
Fair enough. So she's winning. I can't tell. Like, is Batcher helping her, or do you think she's is that what they were trying to like show? Was that Batcher was kind of helping her, or was it just that she was actually just good at this? Which I would believe either one.
I think she was actually just good, and the guy was just overreacting because remember he wanted to take Batcher and like try and get them to pay the fine to release Batcher and like the whole thing. I think it was part of his like little plan was like I'm gonna take this girl's dog. Which like, I don't think he actually felt that threatened with the game. I think he was just literally like trying to figure out another way to screw him over.
That's fair. Do you watched Robin Hood, like the animal version, the
foxes? Version? Yes.
That he reminded me, the Imperial reminded me of the tax collector wolf.
Yeah.
And I was like, he seems so familiar, and it was just because he was collecting taxes, like an excessive amount of taxes. So I was like, oh, it's like that wolf in Robin Hood.
I totally did not think of that, and now I 100 like I don't think I'll be able to unsee that. I like 100% get that.
Yeah. And then she wins like over and over again.
She got like she ended up with. She
ended up
winning. She ended up winning. I think it was 55,000, or she gave him 20,000, right?
And then 10.
Oh, 10. I think it was just yeah. I think it was 10. So she ended up winning 45,000. She had to give him 10 as a fine for gambling, and they still had 35,000 to get their passage.
And then when they left, Batcher was gone. The kid came up, and I was like, guys, it's just a kid. Like, you can beat up this kid. I'm just saying. But Omega wanted to be nice, and I was like, this is like the one time I would condone it if you just like beat him up a little instead of giving him.
Crosshair was ready. Crosshair was ready to throw hands, but this kid was probably what, like 11? Crosshair was ready to like kick his butt.
I would too. He's trying to like, what's it called? What's the name? Like, hustle me, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would. If he knows how to hustle, he knows a beating. I'm just saying. I'll beat him. But anyway, they give him 5,000. And then he runs away. He tells them that the Imperials took Batcher. And Crosshair just wants to go because they have the 30,000 now. But Omega's like, no, I have to bring back Batcher. I didn't leave you. So why? I'm gonna go get him. And then I'm a little sad. Obviously, like Crosshair went back to her, but I was a little sad that like he really thought about it, just about leaving her. Like he like turned to go, but then he stopped and then he like went and helped her. But I was like, really, this little girl, you're gonna leave her after all this trust she put in you?
Yeah, I don't think there's like any universe where he actually left her there. Like I don't think that was an actual serious consideration. I think he was frustrated, and then like after just like a half second, it was like, what am I doing? Like like I don't think it was even a real thought.
I know, but I was worried for a second. I was like, no way, dude. But no, he goes back. I like the little bag of money.
Their little like lunch
satchel.
Thing.
Yeah, this lunchbox thing. Then they go, and apparently there's just a bunch of animals there that they're like kind of hurting and like boxing up, which is not a great idea. But so they go, and then Omega's like, what if we release everyone? And he's like, all right, you're pushing your limits right now. Like we were just here to get Batcher and leave. But the Imperial's there, and he's like, a fine, and you're arrested. Like, not really giving them much options, but
So
have you
finally,
watched?
Omega lets Crosshair do things his way.
Yes, have you watched Nimona yet?
No.
It's really good. There's just a scene where like he's like the main character is telling like Nimona to like stand down, no killing anyone, and then like he gets frustrated with the people he's talking with, and he's like, "Fine, Nimona," and then then she like goes and kills everyone. Um, that's what it was giving, but it's a really good movie. I think you would like it because Bodhi, the actor for Bodhi, is the main character.
Yeah,
He's
I've
great.
heard that. It's just one of those things I need to get around to watching.
Yeah, fair. Thankfully it's only a movie. It's not a show.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it when
Yeah.
I've been watching Psych. Like anytime I'm watching something, it's Psych. I've been watching that for the first time, so I'll watch some movies when I'm done Psych.
Heard. So then, yeah, they release all the animals too, and they go and they attack the stormtroopers. The tax man. I didn't. So what did you think was in the box, like the big box?
Oh,
Like
that was a
what
Rathtar.
creature?
That was
No, no, no,
totally
no,
a
no.
Rathtar.
No, like what did you think was in there before they
Oh
opened
well,
it up?
before they opened, I was like, I thought it might have been a Rancor. That was my first thought. Like, oh, is this like a Rancor? Because it brings back full circle to Muchi.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I saw the tentacle, I was like, ah, oh, Rathtar.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping it was a Nexu, but then I was like, it's too big to be a Nexu.
Yeah.
So then I was also like, oh, Rancor. Like that'd be cool.
I'm glad it was a Rathtar because those things, they're really freaky. I think they could be utilized more, but also not too much because they freak me out.
That's fair. They are just like giant mouths.
Yeah, but you know what? That entire town is lucky the Rathtar just decided to stay in that little cage.
Well, no, this dumb. Oh my god, this dummy just grabbed the doors and just slammed it on himself, completely locking himself.
And that entire town is the better for it.
Yes, but
like we're not setting Rathars loose. We saw what happened in The Force Awakens.
No, I was just like, why? Why did you do that? You just doomed yourself. But
yeah, I did love Omega letting all the little animals free. It was so cute. We got to hear some porgs. There were some porgs in there, so now they're free. We know what happens when you set porgs free. So I think we have a new invasive species unlocked on this planet.
Perfect. There's plenty of clothes out there for them to put their nests on.
Yeah, it was just like a very Omega moment, and they got Batcher back, and they stole the Imperial shuttle.
My dad thinks that Batcher has pink eye.
Batcher is pink eye?
Yeah, there's something going on with his eyeballs.
I think that's just what he looks like.
I think so too, but he said to get him checked out.
Oh, okay. Well, if they find and unfreeze Kix, he's a medic. You can help him.
That's way later, but yeah. Hopefully Batcher lives that long.
Yeah. Well, they'll unfreeze him and then refreeze him for the plot. That's what.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, understandable. So then they take a ship and they go. Dr. Hemlock just barely gets there and barely misses them, which I think is going to be kind of the ongoing thing for this season, is that he's going to be one step behind, and then one day he's going to be like, I understand now, and then he's going to be ahead of them.
Yeah, he's definitely playing like how Thrawn was in season 3 of Rebels. Like he always seems to be one step behind until he's not. Like I think that's what Hemlock is going to be here.
Yeah. What do you think's going on with his hand? He keeps gripping his hand and his glove.
I don't know. My dad was thinking.
Moira
yeah, that was I was about to say, like, my dad thinks he's like experimenting on his own hand, and he's like got a messed up hand. I think that's probably
Moira moment.
Accurate. Moira moment. Actually, I think I made a TikTok like months ago where I was like Overwatch characters and with Star Wars characters they get along with, and I did Moira and Hemlock. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. So he actually met with her and was like, "Damn, that hand looks real cool." I should do that.
Yeah, and it's like, also, you sound a lot like the senator from Chandrilla.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. What's going on with that?
Yeah. She's like, what? No. Huh? No. But, yeah. So because I noticed that like last episode, or whichever episode, and I was like, huh, interesting. Probably not important. He's probably like frustrated, and that's why he's like ripping himself. But then like it happened again, and I was like,
Yeah, it's just interesting because it's like, what is he doing with his
Yeah.
hand? Like, because his main thing we're seeing him do now is all the cloning stuff, and with like the midichlorians and all that. But we also know, like, from that really scary moment with the like poison gas from last season with Crosshair, where he's like experimenting with poisons and like training himself to breathe it and like all that kind of stuff.
Little
so
psycho.
He's crazy. So it is like, what what did he do to his hand, and what's up with that, man? He's such a good villain. He's so good though.
I just love his name. It's perfect.
Hemlock. Well, and so I just found this out like a week ago, but he is voiced. Oh, you haven't seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, have you?
Well, I mean, I've seen what you showed me.
Yeah. So I don't think I showed you. So there's in that show. It's really funny. There's these characters called the McPoyle brothers, and they are like so creepy, like in the opposite way. Not opposite, but like in a very different way from Hemlock being creepy. Like they're just weird and just like you feel like you want to take a shower every time you watch a scene with them. Hemlock is voiced by one of the McPoyle brothers, so it's really crazy.
They were like, take your creep factor, but like
we're gonna like turn to a different setting.
Yeah.
Different setting of creepy. Yeah, he was also. I also just watched episodes of Psych with him in it too, and he was also really weird and a little bit creepy in that too. So it's
they're just like they hire him. They're like, so what kinds of creepy do you have? They're like, he's like, I got all kinds of creepy that you want. Which one do you want? We got, I killed your mom, but I'm blaming it on you. Like I can like creep out women. I can be a creepy scientist. Like which one do you want? But that's interesting. That's fun.
Yeah. So if you ever like trying to motivate yourself to get in the shower, just watch, like, look up It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia McPoyles and just watch a scene. Then you like immediately gotta run in there.
I don't even like their name, McPoyles.
They're weird. They're a strange bunch. I mean, it's a very funny show. But
yeah.
Oh, and fun fact about this episode too, the place they reunite is the episode of from the episode with Hera, the little moon from Ryla. That's where they reunited. So
that's cute. Yeah, I don't know. My thing, like, I understand where Crosshair was coming from, but I was also like, so random. Why are you just talking about that now? Like when Omega was like, okay, I'm gonna send a transmission and we'll ditch the ship and we'll go with them, and he was just like, what if they're dead? She was like, like, I don't, like, obviously it's definitely a worry, especially because they didn't come after them, at least from what they think. But also, like, I was just like, dude, like, you guys have come so far at this point. Like, this was a whole goal, and all of a sudden you're like backtracking on it, which I think is just part of it, but a part of Crosshair. Like doubting himself and doubting the Badbatch, but I was just like, dude, chill out. Just if they're dead, then fine, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I also wonder too, from Crosshair's perspective, like, is there a part of him that is so nervous about this reunion? Because again, he really doesn't feel like he deserves any kind of kindness, and he's so like scared of what could happen in this reunion that he almost, like, there's a part of him that hopes they might be dead, so he like doesn't have to deal with it in a way, or like he's just, you know, it's also like maybe, you know, for him, not that he wants anything bad to happen for his brothers. Like obviously he tried to save them by warning them, but it is kind of a like, you know, like for him, is it easier for him to think that they could be dead? And like he's trying to like not, he doesn't want to see Omega get crushed by getting her hopes up so high, too.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking, but I I like that. I understand that part a lot. So, like that's why I was like confused, but also I was just like, it's okay, dude. Like calm down, chill. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you know, um, I think it would have been interesting too if he was like spiraling a little bit. If he was like, well, what if they're dead? What if they don't want to come for us? They didn't come for us. What if like like that? I feel like it was almost like that too. But because Omega is so like so set on her goal, on whatever goal it is, maybe it was like easier for him to be like, okay, sure, fine. I don't know. But then they do get there, and then Omega goes, and she sees the ship, and then she runs to Wrecker, and Wrecker's hugging her, and then Hunter makes this grand entrance to come out, and then hugs her too, and I think that's where I cried, like I was like on the verge with Wrecker and Omega hugging, and then she goes to Hunter, and like the moment they showed like him pulling her closer, I was like,
yeah, same.
Yeah, I was so happy for her. I love that moment so much, and then you know, he's like, "How did you get out?" Which is always like, I think it's always a funny question, like especially when you know the princess, the damsel, like saves herself. It's always like, how? It's like, you know how. She's so smart. She's so intelligent. She's so like, she's just so good. I don't like shush. But no, but then she's like, I had help, and then it was Crosshair, and then they kind of have like an intense stare. So I kind of, like you said, I hope it like the next episode starts with that. I would be like confused if like it just started and they were on another mission.
Yeah.
And they were just kind of like either like standoffish to him. I would be sad.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that reunion, and I really, and I'm not, you know, the only one to notice this, but it was really interesting. Like so much of that second episode with Hunter and Wrecker it was them in a lot of darkness or in a lot of cool tones, and then when Omega comes back, we see like the warm light return in the Marauder. We see Hunter and Wrecker stepping out into the light when Omega comes back, and that was such a nice, cool lighting detail, and I'm very excited. Like so much of this season has just been like genuinely like good filmmaking, as far as like the symbolism and stuff, and it's just really, really awesome to see. And I'm
my eyes are hurting. My eyes are hurting, and I was like, it should be fine. No. Oh
well. Yeah, it's really awesome to see. And you know, there's clearly so much care being put into the season and to bring these characters and stories to life for one final time, and I'm so excited for the rest of the season. I'm very sad that it's ending.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it, like obviously with the whole like Project Necromancer, that kind of stuff is definitely not going to be tied up, but I just hope like their own family together is tied up and they're okay with everything. I'm really excited for Asajj, and what that can entail. And my dad was talking about it a lot in the episode that we did. And I think he will be very, very, very sad if Voss is not there. But also he'd still be happy that Asajj is there. Because it's still representing, you know?
Well, and even if he's not there here, you know, maybe Asajj's return, I'm sure, will springboard new stories with Voss, because we know he's still around and kicking. So,
yeah,
you know, Yeah, it was such a good episode. I'm really nervous that this reunion was so early. I really thought it was gonna be later. So I'm really scared about what that's gonna mean. For the rest of what are they gonna do? What's gonna go on? I'm scared.
Beach episode, duh.
Beach episode. I'm telling you, mall episode. All those early 2000s cartoon classics. We're bringing them back. Spa day. R2 and 3PO got one. I mean, 3PO got kidnapped and tortured, but R2 had a nice spa day.
He forgot about it. It's okay.
Is it?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, I guess if you wipe the memory, there's no more trauma. So it's fine. Big brain. You torture someone, just wipe their memory. It's ethically okay. It makes everything fine. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a really awesome season. Lots of clone stories. I miss Echo. I can't wait to get Echo back. What's he doing? We know he's with Rex. We know he's with Rex, but what are they doing? When can they come back and hang for a little bit? Can they come to the beach? They can come to the beach.
Have dinner. Yeah. Chillax.
Although I don't know if Echo can really swim. I don't know how waterproof he is. He has to be at least a little waterproof.
I think he's waterproof. It's Star Wars technology. It's not our technology.
Yeah. Lightsabers aren't waterproof a little bit automatically. They gotta have their special
lightsaber. Can have a lightsaber underwater.
Yeah, but
is that canon?
Not really. Isn't his a special one? Don't they have to do something special to let their lightsabers normally? Or maybe that was in an EU comic and it doesn't matter. I don't even remember.
Well, it was in a cartoon. Together.
Well, no, there's an EU comic too, one of the old EU Clone Wars comics. I think is what I'm thinking of.
Well,
where they
that's not here.
I know, but they were our lightsabers keep shorting out underwater, and Kit Fisto's you have to do this special modification to make your lightsaber waterproof.
Up, down, down, left, right.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah, so we have a lot in store this season. You have to right now, I'm very happy to rest in this moment for a little bit with the Badbatch. Yes. I'm this is good. I'm on the edge of my seat when it comes to what's gonna happen, but also I'm okay, they're safe for now. I can sit here. I can sit with this.
Yeah. They can sit down on a couch, play Wii Party for a little. I would be okay with watching them play a game next episode. That's it.
Or Just Dance.
Or they're Megan eating her favorite food. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever see those TikToks where it's me and my mom and Wii Party and they're just this, and then it's my dad and he's going crazy. That's Wrecker and Omega go crazy for Hunter and Crosshair. Crosshair doesn't want to play, but they make him. But they're just kind of
he knows one song and that's it.
It's the only one he'll do. He does not want to play, but if they make him play, he can only do that song.
Yes. It's somehow he put a Linkin Park song in there. But yeah.
Yeah, those are my thoughts on the Badbatch season 3, episode 4. Very good stuff. Very excited. Episode 5 this week. Oh man, I didn't write the name of the episode down. My bad. Episode 5 has a name, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is.
Maybe.
Off the top of my head. Probably the name. I wonder if I can look it up really quick. Because I know they released all the names.
It'll be something. It's definitely just going to be Wii U Party.
It definitely has a name. It's called The Return. The return of what? Or who? Or where? Or why?
I mean, could be Crosshair, I guess. Or it could just be Asajj.
It could be the return of Asajj. It could be that they are returning to another place. You never know. I'm scared, personally.
Yeah.
But Jennifer Corvette, when I catch you.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky.
Oh Oh my gosh. Yeah, but those are my thoughts on the show. Very good.
I like the thought of those two kids that they had before. They just dropped them off at this like really nice what is it? Edu?
Oh,
No, Edu? Pabu.
Pabu.
And they're just like chilling on this resort pretty much. And they're like, you know what? I don't want to be a soldier. This is better.
I hope Omega gets to meet those kids. I think.
Yeah.
Anytime Omega gets to interact with other kids, I love it so much. Like Hera, Gunji, all the kids. It's great. And like
maybe that's what happens. Big party.
Yeah. Well, and it's like especially because like when she, when she was a little bit less mature, when she was meeting those other kids, like like Suzaquane's kids, like she's a little less mature, like she knows much, and now she's an ex-con.
Seasoned. Yeah.
She's an ex-con, and she has a different outlook, and I think that matches better with those kids. I think they're on a very similar level, so it would be really interesting, I think, to see that interaction.
But also I like that at the time she brought out the kids in the kids.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cute, and I'm sure she can still do it. She'd still be like, okay, want to go play?
Yeah.
But
I think
now she can relate with them a lot more.
Yeah, I think she strikes such a good balance. Like even in season 1, like with Hera, like both those characters were mature for their age, involved in these bigger causes and stuff. But they were also kids and just wanted to mess around a little bit, and seeing that, and I think Omega still is able, even though she's mature, she's still able to strike that balance. Like, even though she is, a bit more, like you said, she's a bit more seasoned, she also, very strongly believes that she can free, she wants to go back and free all of the clones in Mount Tantus. She wants to free all the animals, not just Batcher. Like, and I think, getting to see this slightly older Omega get to interact with some other kids, I think would be really cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna like. That's what they're gonna do. They're just like, they're gonna be like, Omega, what do you want to do? Like, you're back. Be like, I wanted to see all of my friends. Send them an invite to Party Rock on Pabu.
Yeah, I think Omega would have the best birthday party. You got the Laquane kids. You got Hera, frickin' Syndulla. You got Gunji. Now we got some clone kids. Like, Omega would have the best birthday party. I would want to go to that birthday party.
Yes. Poor baby. Well, yeah, now she's back with her family, so we can sleep a little better at night.
until Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sure something will happen, but hopefully.
But yeah, so very good episode. Really excited for this season. Yeah, I guess we'll do our plugs and stuff. So, hold on, I gotta do my thingy. So, for Star Wars Geek Girl, click. Oh no, I clicked it twice. Haha! We have the StarWarsGeekGirl.com website, and the Twitter is at SWGeekGirl, and on Instagram is at SWGeekGirl, and Facebook is Star Wars Geek Girl. You can see all of our things, where you get updates about our podcast. I've been writing today, probably not when you're listening to this, but on the day it was recorded, it is World Wildlife Day. So I posted an article about World Wildlife Day, connecting it to Star Wars, and there are some charities for the environment, if you are interested. Linked in that article also. And I post all sorts of things. I posted my little thesis connecting Tamra Vora's story to Crosshair's story, and that was really fun to write. So check all those things out. And if you're interested in finding me personally, I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Spectre_5, 5 written out, not the number, and on Twitter is at Azoika.
Yes. For the Rogue Rebels, there's theroguerebels.com. Instagram and TikTok is at the Rogue Rebels. Twitch at Rogue Rebels. Podcast wherever you're listening to Star Wars Geek Girl, except probably not Restream.
Restream is just what we used to record. You can't watch it on Restream. Yes.
Heard. And then Facebook page the Rogue Rebels, and Twitter or X at Rogue Rebels Fam. I think it's funny when my dad's like, and on Twitter I'm like X, but and then my only plug is Twitter. Not Twitter, TikTok. I deleted Twitter. Because the only thing good that was coming from there was art, and I was like, you know what? It's getting reposted to Instagram, so it's fine. So it's TikTok at Rogue Rebel Sabine. Sabine is bean, like pinto beans, like frijoles, and that's that.
Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who listened or watched. We will see you next week to talk about the Return, episode 5. So thank you so much. May the Force be with you, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Cute.